There was a tweet. Somebody tweeted, and I saw a TikTok response from this woman called, her name's like @Savvy.
Okay.
And it was like, 43 billion. Think of what he could have done for the climate crisis with that much money. And she claps back. I don't know, like maybe make electric cars? It's like he's making cars that don't put emissions into the environment.
Good.
So there's a lot of there's a lot of hysterics and hysteria around it. Welcome to Money and Cake, Seriously Lighthearted, where we take a seriously lighthearted look at the week's events, whatever crosses our feed and happens in life in general, and even events that happened in weeks prior, not just last week's.
Yeah,
and maybe in weeks to come. Never know.
Now you can breathe. Just bring it down. You came in hot.
In this week's news, Elon Musk buys Twitter.
He did.
Are you a Twitter user?
I try, and every time I try, I fail.
You and I are not Twitter followers.
Are you on Twitter?
I am.
I am not.
I don't twit.
I can't do it.
Or tweet.
My biggest complaint...
I do twit. I don't tweet.
Well, you are a twit. I mean, you do twit. The biggest thing is it moves fast.
Twitter moves fast.
It moves really fast. And I don't want to keep up with that pace. So I don't want that to be my news source. It's just...
Well, I don't think Twitter should be your news source. From what I've been reading and learning.
I don't know if there's any valid news sources.
It's a massive source of misinformation, apparently.
Well, of course, because it's all this, it's one person saying blah, 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 and then everyone's like, that's right, let's retweet it.
And some people fear that Elon Musk purchasing it will make it more so.
That's the biggest
thing. He's to say, who's to say what's misinformation or not? That's for you to decide.
I don't think anything's going to change. So my opinion, I don't think anything's going to change. Like, if it's already misinformation now or true information or whatever it is, obviously both, what's going to change? He's not going to be able to control that. I don't think he would buy it for billions of dollars to put out more misinformation. He can obviously gear it towards what he wants as far as his information. But
I think the thing that what he's doing is that it's like he's saying, okay, people have been banned from Twitter, like Donald Trump and others, because of putting out wrong information or whatever. So he's saying the bannings and like it's about free speech. So keeping free speech free, even if what you're saying is maybe not correct. Because I tell you what, there's a lot of people on there who are probably saying incorrect things.
True.
It's just not on a net. Like they don't. It's like they have 10 followers. So
exactly.
It's like, who cares what you say?
They're not.
But these days,
reaching the masses.
Things get flagged with the fact check. People get removed. So I think on his part, it's like, we're going to open it up. People are going to be able to say what they want. But also he was saying we're going to remove bots and some of the and AI and deep fakes and things like that.
I'm with that.
Yeah.
Because I think it's like anything else. If you don't want to hear it, you don't have to follow it.
Yes, and I don't go on Twitter, like I said. Every now and again, maybe once a month at best, I plug in, hit, scroll a couple. And the only time I go on there is if I'm reading an article about what somebody tweeted. And then I have to click on it because I want to try to see what the thread's saying so I can actually read it.
Right.
Rather than just rely on what the article's saying, because I'm one of those guys who actually will read the thing before commenting. One of the very rare unicorns, you might say.
True.
Because most people don't actually read anything. They just comment.
Because even on the book now, if you just try to hit share, it'll say, hey, are you sure you want to share this because you haven't read it? And I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to send it to Messenger. Leave me alone. But I get it, though. That's good, though. But most people don't. They see a picture, they see an article, and they're just like, oh, my goodness, let me reshare this. Not looking at the source. A lot of people, they don't even look at the dates. That's one of my things that frustrated me when they shared news. And I'm like, that article's 2016. Like, things have changed. Like,
well, what happens, though, here's the thing. It's like you'll have groups that want to spread certain information.
True.
Because it's part of, the culture wars or it's their political position. So they will dredge up these old articles that they know are hot button triggering things because they also know ain't nobody going to actually look at it. They're going to read the headline, which triggers them. They're going to share it, and that information is going to keep getting spread because it serves their ideological purposes.
Right. And hire the bots to keep feeding people with it.
Yep.
Bots need jobs too.
Yes, AI should take all of our jobs and just do all the tweeting.
They practically
do all the work, and we can just sit back and go to beaches and just enjoy life.
So
leave it off to the bots.
He's pretty much going to bring his Tesla technology into Twitter, right?
Well, that's what the bot is. So self-tweeting.
Yeah. I am curious because he's done some things. I am curious on what is going to change because it's not necessarily what's going to change for Twitter. It's just with any big company or big changes, other companies usually will follow suit or make their own changes. So it'll be kind of interesting what impact that will have throughout.
Well, people are throwing a fit. There is a certain group of people throwing a fit, and they mostly are liberal, Democratic people, which, I'm not saying I'm not one of them. I'm not throwing a fit. What's your opinion about a person spending $43 billion to buy this company? So let's say, okay, people are upset it's him. So what if it was a different billionaire?
They'll probably find a way to be upset about that too, because it's the whole okay, you bought it for 43 billion, but you could have ended world hunger. You really couldn't, in my opinion. You could make an impact, but that impact still changes other businesses. And I really thought about this because I was like, if I had 43 billion, I would probably build a factory, like a warehouse where they do the new warehouses now where they're farming indoors, but they're farming at multiple levels in huge facilities. And I was like, you can try to help because I do believe that no one should go without a roof and you should have food. We can grow mass amounts of food if we do it right. Yeah. But then you still change industry. You still change that. And I don't know how that would actually be affected. I don't know the domino effect of that, and you have it's his money. It's his money.
Yeah, it's his money. Potentially, though, to go back, we potentially have enough food to actually feed everybody. We just, we let crops rot.
We waste a lot. Yeah.
I mean, literally, people get paid to just not sell crops. Yeah. That's pretty fucked up. Beep. Let's see here. Moving back, I did have a thought. There was a tweet. Somebody tweeted, and I saw a TikTok response from this woman called, her name's @Savvy.
Okay.
And it was like, 43 billion. Think of what he could have done for the climate crisis with that much money. And she claps back. I don't know, maybe make electric cars? He's making cars that don't put emissions into the environment. So there's a lot of hysterics and hysteria around it. Right. And it's he makes cars that don't do emissions. So that's a good amount of stuff for the environment, I guess.
True.
So I don't know. I'm not going. Again, I don't use it. People say it's a town square. It's a town square full of crazies because there's so many idiots on there.
It's not, it's not my thing.
Yeah,
it's not my jam.
But that's Twitter, I guess, and it's all social media. It's just ridiculous. I've told you before. I during the 2020 when there was COVID. I'm just going to say it. I can bleep it out if that's going to be something that's problematic.
I think it is.
I know. Mention the word and we're going to get flagged.
Right.
Flag with this information might not be right. Just because I said a word.
Exactly.
I'm not going to put it in the title. And also the BLM movement was going on. Things are crazy. People's emotions were hot. Yeah. So people were tweeting things, even though I was on Twitter, Facebooking things, unfriending people. Right, if I'm not going to wear a mask, unfriend. You know what I'm saying? Just people went real bat stuff.
Right.
And
that's what you came up with.
Yeah, that's what I came up with.
That was pretty good.
But I didn't unfriend these people.
Right.
I didn't unfriend the lunatics on my group. I did snooze them. I snoozed them because I was like, I just can't and this is Facebook.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't with you. But I would still check in.
Right.
And so he posts this thing. He's like, oh, my God, California is about to pass a bill that would legalize abortion up to 28 days after the child's born.
Okay.
And I read this and I think, no.
Yeah.
No. So a child's born, it's like, no. But he saw something, heard something, and just believed it. I'm like, really? It's like, are you that dumb?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then it probably trended, and a bunch of people reshared it because
because there was a preacher who was reading into this and creating a scenario, and that's what went viral. And I'm like, God, you're dumb.
You're gonna have dumb. That. Unfortunately, I have that on every platform.
You are dumb. Yeah.
You can't. Like, he wants to eliminate bots. You can't eliminate the dumb. That would be too much of a filter. We're gonna each be taking a test before we can sign up.
Get rid of the dumb. That's 90% of the people on the platforms.
But the thing is, if you initiate a test to get onto the platform,
that's discrimination.
They'll eliminate themselves, and they'll be like, I'm not taking no stinking test. Phooey. You know? I'll go to a different platform.
What kind of test? What kind of test we talking?
I don't know. You could it's like a survey or something.
Oh, not like
it's like when you're like in a a little bit more intense. Those are already tricky as it is, but a little bit more intense. You know what I'm talking about? They put the fire hydrant, but a corner of it is in this picture. The majority is in this one. You're like, well, it's still a fire hydrant.
You choose it. Even if it's this much, you choose that.
Yep, and then I get a whole new photo group.
Better safe than sorry.
Dang it, I was wrong. Yeah, you never know. Then you get the bridge one. You're like, come on, man, you're killing me. How many taxis? Anyways, I failed a lot. But yeah, you're always gonna have those people in those situations. But
it's like the dumb people are the loudest.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's for some reason their voices carry.
Yep. And that's we'll see. We'll see if Twitter becomes dimmer.
I hope he changes the name.
Dumber people. Nah, you can't. It's Twitter. It's always Twitter.
Change the name.
What's it going to be? I was
trying to think of something clever, but I don't know. What's it? Yeah, I don't know.
Pitter patter, mitter.
No, because T for Tesla. I don't know.
Titter.
So what?
Oh, sorry. It already has Twitter. It's a T in there. There's 3 of them. You are one of the dumb ones.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the show.
Yeah. You're going to be one of the first ones to lose your profile.